In 2020, our unit was deployed to a classified U.S. military observation base somewhere in Eastern Europe. Officially, it didn't exist. No name on maps. No public record, just a grid reference that ended abruptly at a thick forest line. The base sat on the edge of something far older than us, an abandoned Cold War exclusion zone on every map, satellite image, and digital overlay. The same warning appeared in bold red text no matter what system you used, no matter how zoomed in or out you were. Red zone no or out into a wine explanation. No history, no footnotes. Just a hard red boundary line that cuts straight through forests, roads, rivers, and even entire villages that no longer existed. The strangest part wasn't the warning, it was how absolute it felt. The line everyone refused to talk about it. When we tried asking villagers why certain roads ended suddenly, they'd go quiet. Some would cross themselves. Others would pretend they didn't understand us at all. Truck drivers rerouted miles out of their way to avoid driving near the boundary, even at the cost of fuel, time, or contracts. Wildlife behaved even stranger. Deer would approach the line, then stop. Birds would land on nearby trees but never cross over. Wolves paced the edge at night, whining like something inside the forest scared them. Our base existed for one reason only: watch the line, not patrol it, not study it, just watch. And never cross. The first VO Alitio Inda. First incident happened at 0317 hours. I was on night rotation in the watchtower when the alarm chirped, one soft, almost hesitant, not the kind of alert that makes your heart race. Then the screen flashed. Red, emotion alert, directly inside the red zone. That alone made no sense. There were no sensors installed there. The exclusion zone was considered dead space. No surveillance, no patrols, no drones, nothing was supposed to register movement. Yet the alert showed exactly that. A single heat signature, human-shaped, upright, walking slowly toward the boundary. I remember staring at the screen, convinced it was a glitch. But the heat outline was steady, measured, deliberate. Command came over the radio almost immediately. Visual confirmation only, no crossing, no engagement. Their voices were calm, like they'd been expecting this. The figure beyond the POST is through night optics. We saw it. A figure standing just meters beyond the red marker posts, those rusted steel poles planted decades ago to mark the boundary. It looked like a soldier. Same stance, same posture, same rigid stillness drilled into us during training. For a moment, my brain tried to convince me it was one of ours who had wandered off. Then the details didn't line up. No insignia, no rank patches, no unit markings. No helmet, no visible weapon, and its face. There wasn't one, just smooth darkness where features should have been, like someone had cut a human silhouette out of the night itself. The figure didn't move, it just stood there, facing the base. Watching. The voices from the Zoanith, when our radios activated on their own. No static, no interference. Just a calm, perfectly clear voice. Permission to return. Every soldier in the tower froze because we all recognized that voice. It belonged to staff. Sergeant Miller. Miller had died 3 years earlier during a classified border incident. The body never recovered. Official cause of death listed as training accident. No one ever believed that. The figure took a single step forward. Instantly, every warning alarm on base activated at once. Floodlights, sirens, proximity alerts, screaming like something had just breached containment. Then the voice changed. Multiple voices overlapped, dozens of them young, old. Calm, terrified, all speaking in unison. Let us finish the patrol. The line begins to move. The red marker posts started to shake. Not from wind, not from vibration. They leaned. Slowly. Deliberately toward the base. Our digital map glitched, then stabilized. Boundary line had shifted. The red zone was expanding. Command screamed orders to pull power from the tower. Lights cut, cameras went dark, screens went black. For several seconds, the base was swallowed by total darkness. When emergency power kicked back on, the figure was gone. But something else had changed. The red line on the map now ran directly through our base according to the system. We were inside the exclusion zone. The night WALKRS that night, nobody slept. Soldiers began reporting movement between buildings. Figures walking calmly through fog and snow, perfectly silent, perfectly controlled. Each one looked like a soldier from a different era. World War uniforms, Cold War gear, modern fatigues. Some were missing faces. Others had faces that looked wrong, frozen, mid-expression, eyes hollow, mouths half open like they'd been interrupted. They never attacked. They never acknowledged us. They just walked predetermined routes, as if continuing patrols they were never allowed to complete. One soldier tried following them. He collapsed, screaming minutes later, begging for orders to stop echoing inside his head. Orders that weren't meant for the living. What the files are revealed before dawn. Classified files were unlocked automatically across the base. Documents none of us had. Clearance for. We learned the truth. The red zone wasn't abandoned. It was created during the early Cold War. Multiple experimental units had been sent into the area, long-range patrols, tasked with monitoring anomalous ground behavior. None returned. Instead of ending the mission, Command sealed the area, declared it off-limits. Left them inside, still on patrol. The EVACOITO, and by morning, half the base sensors failed. The red zone continued expanding inch by inch, like something breathing. A Black Ops evacuation was ordered as helicopters lifted off. We looked down at the boundary. Hundreds of figures now stood there, all facing the base, all standing at attention, waiting, not angry, not violent, just unfinished. The official report later stated the base was shut down due to ground instability. But we know the truth: that zone isn't abandoned, it's occupied, and whatever mission started there never ended.